Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady Hooker, live on Skype, Josh.
Hey.
Did you know this is the 60th episode? Did anybody think we'd get this far?
Wow.
Either way, I don't think anybody did. But we'll jump into Raw. Starts off with a very special battle royal. United States Championship on the line, Dean Ambrose and 19 other men.
Dean Ambrose's 351st and final day as the United States Champion.
I gotta admit, I wish he'd just...
14th defense.
Yeah, I wish he'd just eked it out a little bit more and taken a year.
This is obviously a restart on Sheamus. And I took a little flack for my comments during his promo after the match, but I said that his promo was very heelish.
Yes, I can see.
And a lot of people were saying it was just honesty.
True.
And then everything that happened on Twitter and the selfie with Triple H kind of proved me right.
Yeah. I'd definitely say after that and the events of SmackDown that Sheamus has gone to the dark side.
Maybe not fully there because they probably want him to stay face for the European tour that's coming up.
True.
Because they don't want him to be booed this early into a heel turn. So I'd say they'll probably do the official one once they come back from the UK.
I gotta say, Dean Ambrose was putting on quite a good show before he got eliminated in the final two.
Yeah, before he got his lights turned out.
Yes. He managed to eliminate 18 men. We had a few in there that were definitely having no chance to win.
Like the first and second persons eliminated, Xavier Woods and Zack Ryder.
True. But up next we had a good contest. RVD and Cesaro.
Yeah, it ended with a via disqualification, which continues the feud that allows them to go on. And this was the thing that we were calling for to make to ensure that Cesaro was a villain, and to put the feud more in Cesaro's court than just Paul Heyman's.
Yes. Cesaro just absolutely beating the hell out of RVD until Heyman pulls him off.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We're definitely going to get a rematch at Payback.
Okay. Well, up next we got Cody Rhodes versus Ryback.
It was a good match. Ryback's getting a lot better in the ring. Cody is Cody, of course. So that was a good thing.
Just a matter of time before that happens with the Rhodes brothers.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be Cody that'll turn.
He's definitely showing some animosity towards his brother.
I wouldn't be surprised if start winning, he starts using heel tactics such as raking eyes and stuff.
That would make sense. But Ryback's as a tag team are definitely getting a lot more wins under their belt than they did in 2013.
Yeah, they finally found their spot. Like them or hate them, they finally have their spot, and they can finally start growing to wherever they want to actually get to.
Yeah.
Ryback will be more likely to be able to return to the main event than Axe will ever get there, but this is where they needed to start off from to begin with.
Okay. Well, we got Cinco de Mayo. That's the wrong song. That's Mexican.
Well, Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday.
Oh, well, there we go. Then why were the Puerto Ricans celebrating it?
Because they're Mexican, quotation marks.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. I'm pretty sure Michael Cole made a jab at that when they were talking about them. He said, well, it's not like they're Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I think we've actually skipped over a couple things.
Oh yeah, but we'll talk about that all in one big bunch. I was saving it for later.
Alright.
But yeah, it seems the little people aren't finished.
No, I honestly, I'm not sure where they can go from here because it seems like a WLC match would be like the ultimate match that they could have.
Yes.
But it'll be interesting, I guess.
Over on SmackDown, Los Matadors and El Torito took on 3MB and Hornswoggle. And it did end up that El Torito covered Heath Slater.
Poor Heath Slater. I like Slater, but he's definitely not going to get anywhere anytime soon.
Fair enough. We'll jump back. Kofi Kingston and Rusev.
I'm starting to suspect that Alexander Rusev is racist.
Just a little bit.
Well, I'm sorry, Rusev. It's not Alexander anymore.
Just Rusev.
Yeah. Yeah, because his first opponent was Sin Cara. Then he had R-Truth, then Xavier Woods, then Kofi Kingston, and so who's next? Big E?
Either that or Mark Henry. But
who knows?
Yeah,
but Rusev crushed him. Although Kofi had a little bit more offense than most of Rusev's opponents got.
Yeah, they had a rematch over on SmackDown, and it was pretty much the same outcome again.
Only Kofi got in a little bit more than offense than he got in this match.
Do you think this is strong enough to last as a feud, or just another match that's going to tide him over till he actually hits a feud?
Yeah, I think it's going to be just a series of matches until he gets to an actual feud.
Okay. Well, it's time to jump to our classic entrance theme of the week. I got to admit, I had no idea what one it is, but it's Lex Express. Would you say this is when Lex Luger was meant to be the next Hulk Hogan or something?
Yeah, Lex Express was the theme for his bus that he was riding around the U.S. in 93, 94 when they were building him up to try to be the next Hogan after Hogan left for WCW. He would go around the country and basically shake hands, kiss babies, kind of thing. And the bus was a giant red, white, and blue bus.
Okay.
It was in that bus when he slammed Yokozuna.
Okay. Well, we'll play that song now.
You always were there, always beside me.
And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. So Brian hadn't been having the best of nights up till this point.
He hasn't been having the best of title runs up to this point.
True. But Kane was sort of haunting him.
Yeah. This kind of reminded me of the whole Zack Ryder stuff that they did with Kane in 2012.
So we're going to see Daniel Bryan just fall into obscurity?
But thank goodness that this was not the main event like that was.
Okay.
I think that's what really killed Zack Ryder and put him back in obscurity was that he pulled the worst ratings for a main event segment in 10 years.
But Daniel Bryan, he had a small match with Alberto Del Rio. But then Kane attacks.
Yeah, it was a great match between Alberto Del Rio and Daniel Bryan. But that's kind of to be expected when you have the best worker in the company in the ring.
They're both very technical wrestlers as well, which probably helped.
Yeah, and that Daniel Bryan has done a lot of like lucha style wrestling in his history.
Yeah.
So that probably helped him work off of Alberto Del Rio style a bit better than most can.
But the main event of that match was definitely the aftermath.
Yeah, everything that happened afterwards. You knew when they got out to the car was not going to work.
Yes.
It was either going to. I was just hoping it was not going to be the flat tire again, because that was bad. But they decided to just remove a wire.
I gotta say,
and then Kane appears once they It started.
Okay, well, I think we've lost Josh there. But yeah, basically the car wouldn't start. It turns out Kane had yanked a wire on the car in the bonnet, and then while Brian was fixing it, all of a sudden, Kane appears in the back of the car and attacks Bree. And we get this really horrible Bree scream while Brian has to try and save her from Kane. But then they sort of drive off, dropping him off the back of the car.
Yeah, and it looked like they actually did try to kill Kane with this spot.
But then he sat up and we all like, it's Kane.
Yep. Although a lot of people question the fact of why Daniel Bryan would even bother to stop.
Yeah, I would have just floored it.
But I think it's a lot had to deal with maybe they thought he actually did kill him, and Daniel Bryan and Kane, despite their current feud, does have a history of being friends and stuff.
True. Well,
and so I'd say he probably would have concern if he killed him.
Well, we had a Extreme Rules rematch. Bad News Barrett and Big E. Some bad
And that's the end of Big E. I have some bad news for Big E. That's the end of your push. Barrett and Big E put on a good match again. It's just we'll have to see where they go with Barrett from here. But I don't have no idea where they're going with Big E, and honestly, I don't think they know either.
I don't see, at least right now, I might in a couple of weeks, any obvious opponents for B&B. Even on SmackDown, Big E and RVD teamed up to take on Bad News and Cesaro, so maybe they're still extending Big E Bad News.
Maybe. We'll have to see. One possibility is now that both champions, the mid-card champions, are of the English European descent.
Yeah.
Maybe we could see a title unification match.
Boo. Only
Let's
if they
see,
re-expand out the main event titles.
Well, who knows what they'll do there. Daniel Bryan is still carrying around the two titles, so it's always possible they may split them.
I gotta admit, we're gonna jump in a little bit. If you don't want to be spoiled about what happens next week, just put your hands over your ears and go la 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 la. I've actually heard Daniel Bryan a little bit of a neck injury.
Yeah, he has to have surgery this week.
So that might not be good for the titles.
Yeah, he may have... I think they're going to wait to see how he comes out of it and see what his status is afterwards to determine whether or not they have to strip him of the championship or not.
Hopefully not. This is like a kid in the prime of his career right now, the peak championship reign, and it would be weird to cut it short just a couple of months after he won it.
Yeah. It's definitely a disappointment. We can only hope that if he has gone for a while, that they do, when he comes back, they do trust him enough to put him back at the spot where he left off.
Yeah.
In the main event area.
Okay, well...
These type of injuries can kill a career.
Yeah. So any of you had your fingers in your ears? Take them out. It's not like you can hear me, but take them out. And we'll jump on to the next segment. It turns out Mr. T loves his mama.
Yeah, you knew when he did that speech at the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame that the WWE would get revenge for it. And this was actually a great video. It was their way of getting back at him for basically disrespecting them when they were honoring him.
Yeah. That's pretty much Happy Mother's Day. I think it was last week.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Okay. I know that Mum is still eating all of her chocolate. 2 kgs of chocolate is very hard to get through as a Mother's Day present. But, up next, the Exotic Express debuts. Toot toot! Don't know why I'm at a truck horn noise.
This was awesome. I enjoyed it. I actually thought this was a lot better than having him just come out and squash somebody.
But it was, like, I've heard people saying it was a little lackluster. It was a little boring. But, to be honest, I like the gimmick, so I'm probably going to like anyway it debuts. But that's personally me. He came out and he pretty much taunted Zeb and Swagger. And we found out that JTG is still hired.
Yes. Yeah, there were some people that did not like this debut. But they're, to my opinion, they're the people that were never going to give it a chance anyway because of the type of character it is.
Fair enough. So you did allude that we missed something earlier on Raw. Turns out Bray Wyatt is God now, is he?
Yeah, according to the promo he cut, yeah, he's God, and he has the power to be able to bring out the monster within Cena once and for all.
Okay.
That he wishes to watch the world burn. Classic Joker line.
Yeah. It seems very similar to the Kane Cena Embrace the Hate.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but we're definitely going to get a third match.
Yeah.
Because we can't have this end 1-1.
No. Gotta end the series.
Yep, so we'll have to see who wins the match. But Bray Wyatt has definitely come out of this as a star.
Yeah. So, just quickly before we play our current entrance theme, main event, The Shield versus the Wyatt family for like the upteenth time.
I think it's actually the fourth time.
There we go, fourth. But there was a line in the sand.
Yeah. I know some people were questioning why it wasn't a disqualification, and the answer to that is the Evolution never touched the Shield. The Shield touched Evolution.
Yeah. But
So
the
there was-
Evolution stood tall.
That's why it wasn't. Yeah, after Roman Reigns got caught by Sister Abigail, they stood tall and demolished the Shield, and Reigns had some blood on his nose and mouth. And Evolution would not let the doctors in to take care of it.
Of course not. But, it's time for the classic classic. Man, first blunder. Current entrance theme of the week. It's the Bella Twins.
You can look, but you can't touch. Stay behind the ropes there with you.
And you're back, Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady Josh. It's time to layeth the smackdown. Opening match.
Yes.
We got a rematch for the United States Championship. This time, 1-on-1. Dean Ambrose, Sheamus, same result.
Great match between the two. It was a special event quality match.
Oh, not even pay-per-view quality.
It's not pay-per-view anymore. It's special events.
I'm going to keep calling it a pay-per-view. It's so much easier, it just rolls off the tongue. Pay-per-view. PPV. Special event. To me, a special event is like Raw 1000, Old School Raw, those sort of things. That's a special event.
Yeah, but that's what they have chosen to call them thanks to the network.
Yay, network. But we talked a little about it before. Tag team match. Big E, RVD, Bad News, Cesaro. Classic tag team mash the feuds together.
It was an alright match. It was neat to see Cesaro hit the neutralizer on Big E.
It's not the biggest guy he's hit the neutralizer on.
No, but Big E is still pretty big,
True.
and it was interesting to see RVD kick Big E as part of the ending of the match.
Really
I
not.
still think I would like to see some sort of development with Big E.
Good luck, Josh. Good luck. So we get Emerella versus Fandango and Layla. And it turns out Fandango and Layla are a couple.
Yep, they're in love. Love, love, love.
It's not like anyone
That's all
didn't
I
see
want to
that
talk
coming.
about because this match was not important because it was exactly the same as every other match they've had.
Except Fandango actually won.
Yeah.
But we got a couple more Shield matches. They were getting punished, quotation marks. Roman Reigns took on Mark Henry.
And Roman Reigns won with a big spear.
He just snapped Henry in half.
Yep. That was a good match between Henry and Reigns.
I got to admit, I wish it, like, if I was picking out matches I would do, I think that'd be quite a good match. Like, it's got two good guys in it that would have good styles that mix and match.
And it really let Roman Reigns show off his power, especially with that Samoan drop when he picked him up off the top rope.
And the last punishment match, Batista-Seth Rollins.
Another great match. Batista's starting to be able to go a little bit further in matches without blowing up. And Seth Rollins is very, very, very good.
Seth Rollins
Very.
is Seth Rollins.
Yes. So it was a great match. And you pretty much knew with the outcome of the first two matches that the third match was not going to go the Shield's way.
No. And Batista attacked Rollins as well, so this is definitely Evolution Shield, some form of that at Payback.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get that.
But
I hope they add a stipulation this time.
probably with Evolution Shield and Wyatt Cena being picked by us at least to go on the card, how many other rematches are we going to be having? Is this just going to be a complete rematch pay-per-view?
I don't know. I would have said that we would at least seen the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match rematched. But I don't know
now-
anymore.
Yeah, true. Shh, secrets. We don't want people to put their fingers back in their ears. But main event, Wyatt family.
It's possible we could see the Intercontinental Championship get rematched.
Fair enough.
Other than that, I have no idea.
Okay, well, we got Wyatt family, Usos, Cena, six-man tag, main event, Harper clothesline.
We had this was a great six-man tag. The Wyatts and the Usos and Cena worked well together. And I really hope that something that comes out of this is a Usos Wyatt family WWE Tag Team Championship match.
Yeah, I could see that. They don't really have many other competitors right now, so why not? We had it before. The Usos handed the Wyatt family their first ever loss.
Yeah. And so it would be great to see because I think that would be a great tag team title match. And with Bray, if he could capture those titles, that would just add to his power.
Okay. Well, as I've written down in my notes, Harper clotheslines the Usos into next week, and I'm pretty sure I've heard there's a rematch next week. So, boom. That's all we've got for Josh, so it's been great talking to you, Josh.
It's been great being on again.
So I'm just going to do a quick promotion for one of New Zealand's local wrestling ones up here, Impact Pro Wrestling. They got a pay-per-view coming up, New Heights, May 17th. It's at the Linfield Rec Centre up in Auckland. Opens at 7 p.m, $15 for adults, $8 for children. Headlined by the massive ladder match for the IPW Tag Team Championships. Agents of Change, TNT, they're all up there. They're all on ladders. It's going to be total and utter carnage. Also announced, we've got a non-title match between Travis Banks and Kurt Chaos, and the match for the interim New Zealand Women's Championship, Brittany taking on her friend Carmen Rose, and Liam Fury taking on Pat Shisk. So if you think that's cool, head on up or down to Auckland, Linfield Rec Centre on May 17th. That's all we got time for today, so visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling R Radio.